Every year, men all across the world embark on a difficult journey in the hopes of reaching true enlightenment. This challenge pushes men to their absolute limit and hones their self-control. But even should we fall to temptations, there is no punishment. We just carry on with our normal lives. But what if the fate of the entire world was at stake? This is the premise for Oretama, also known as My Balls, an ecchi comedy manga where our courageous protagonist must resist the urge to splurge in order to protect the world. This manga starts off in hell with the demons, who are currently plotting to take back over Earth because of the contract that gives Earth to the humans is expiring. Earth was once under the demons' control, and now the year for that contract to expire is coming up, and so they have chosen Lady Emmanuelle, who is also known as the Queen of Terror, to take it over once again. And along with her, Elise, a lesser demon who wants to get a promotion, will be aiding her. We're then introduced to the protagonist, a drunk 19-year-old boy named Sato Kota, who's a little bit too relatable. Now, he needs to take a piss, so he stops by a local shrine to go in the woods, which happens to also be where an angel is fighting off the Queen of Terror in an attempt to seal her away in a holy ball. However, Sato decided that holy ball would be a great place to take a piss. Because of this, the angel accidentally seals the Queen of Terror not in the holy ball, but in Sato's balls. Obviously, when the angel tells this to Sato, he thinks the man is crazy and just heads home. So what does he do now that he's home? Obviously, he decides to rub one out, but before he can, the lesser demon reveals herself and explains how she intends to release the Queen of Terror from his body. Now once she learns where it is, she's a little bit taken back, but not for long because there is one simple pathway out of the sack. Ejaculation. So, Elise attempts to release his man milk, but due to her embarrassment and also just getting a tail cramp, she fails and departs for now, leaving 30 more days until the Queen of Terror can safely be released. Now, as I'm sure you can tell, this is perhaps one of the stupidest, most special needs plot for a manga. But it's just so funny. I mean, this is a hilarious manga. Now, granted, in the beginning, it can feel a little bit basic, but once the other demons get involved, ooh, it gets a little bit better then. This has got to be one of the stupidest mangas I've ever read. But it's so funny, and it just keeps getting stupider and stupider. One thing that I love in comedy mangas is just the snowball effect. It's when, the jokes and the gags just keep building on each other, and it just gets stupider and stupider and funnier and funnier. And I mean, I know so many different mangas that do a fantastic job of doing that. In fact, 2 of my top 3 mangas do that. This one also does a great job at it as well. Another thing that makes this manga actually good are the characters. Believe it or not, they actually have development. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to give you guys specifics, but the characters, they actually evolve with the series and slowly change. It's actually pretty awesome to see in a series like this, to be honest. Now, ecchi mangas are typically really mid. I typically stay away from them. I mean, because usually they just focus so much on the fan service and they never develop any story or meaningful character interactions. I can think of a handful of shitty ecchi series that fail to accomplish anything but get a man turned on. And while this series most definitely has its fair share of fan service, and in my opinion it has a bit too much, it's still got plenty going for it. I mean, it's got a super unique plot. The character development is pretty great, honestly. I mean, it's a lot better than what I would have expected going into this. And this series is just hilarious, man. And the artwork, just look at these faces. Obviously, this isn't the most in-depth story, and while I did enjoy the character development, the actual plot is mainly just absurd events just strung together. Honestly, it reminded me a lot of To Love Ru, where the episodes are just another weird out there scenario just back to back. And while having a story like that would typically be a death sentence to most mangas, with a plot line as just absurd as this, it works fine. Especially since the series focuses on its strong suit, crude adult humor. Now, if you haven't already gotten this from the setting and everything I've already talked about, this series has a lot of nudity. There is a lot. There's an absurd amount of nudity. But honestly, if you're fine with seeing that stuff, don't let it turn you away from this hilarious story. I typically strongly dislike series like this. If it has too much fan service, I'll typically drop it. And you can look at one of my most recent manga reviews, Boso Shoujo. In that review, I straight up said I will not be reading more of this. But despite the heavy amounts of bare femoi chest, I really enjoyed this manga a lot. So if you do want to read a hilarious manga with a bunch of crude adult humor that really just pushes the line, go and check this out. I really enjoyed it, and I know a bunch of other people who have enjoyed this as well. So go and check it out. Don't let the ecchi stop you from enjoying and missing out on this great series. But with all that having been said, this has been Senpai Supreme. Some of the latest videos are popping up on the screen right now. Let's go check them out. I got anime reviews, manga reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe, as all of that helps me out a huge amount. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so any help is greatly appreciated, because I got a long way to go still. But, and again, I'll say it again, thank you so much for watching this far in the video if you have. And yeah, that's about it. Hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.
Hi everyone, this is the Boatman. I hear you aren't subscribed to Senpai Supreme on YouTube.com. If you are a real epic gamer and kawaii weeb, you will subscribe right now.